science class. Today, we have some things to review. What are we reviewing? Well, my little expert, we were reviewing some of what we've already learned about eukaryotic cells, and we're going to build upon our knowledge. Haha, build on, I get it, because cells are the building blocks of life.
Ooh, you suck!
And I wasn't even trying to make a joke. In all seriousness, get to the front of the room, Jenny.
I remember a lot of what you had taught us about eukaryotic cells, or cells that have a nucleus. What are we reviewing from that?
Well, someone's a little confident today. All right, tell me what a nucleus, mitochondria, and cell membrane are. That's easy. The nucleus is the brain of the cell. It contains all of the cell's genetic information and controls all of the cell's organelles. So the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. This is where cellular respiration and the production of energy occur. The cell membrane is the outer coating of the cell. It is selectively permeable, only allowing certain materials in and out of the cell. It consists of a lipid bilayer and proteins that assist it with its functions. Okay, I should just know better than to underestimate you, Jenny. I'm going to continue on where you left off about the cell membrane. Also known as the plasma membrane, it is responsible for two major processes, active transport and passive transport. Okay, it's a good thing that you're the teacher because I have no idea what you're talking about. And that's why you're here. Active transport is the movement of ions and or molecules across a cell membrane into a region of higher concentration. This process is assisted by enzymes and requires energy in order to function. Energy from where? From the mitochondria? From food? I'll talk a bit more about that later, but first we need to finish what we started and discuss passive transport. Passive transport is the movement of ions and or molecules across cell membranes without the need of energy input. During this process, molecules pass through a cell wall from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. Okay, that's cool and all, but back to my question. I hear ya. The body's main source of energy is adenosine triphosphate. Miss Hammarlund, did this suddenly become a foreign language class? Yeah, there's a reason it's usually just referred to as ATP. ATP is a high-energy molecule found in every cell. This molecule supplies large amounts of energy to cells for various biochemical processes, including muscle contraction and sugar metabolism. Although cells continuously break down ATP to obtain energy, it is also constantly being synthesized through cellular respiration. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but cellular respiration is the process of making ATP? You're kind of right. Cellular respiration is a set of reactions and processes that converts energy from nutrients into ATP. And then there are waste products released as well. Gotcha. Really? Just a gotcha? Jenny, do you realize how important this is? ATP is important because it transports all the energy necessary for cellular metabolic functions. Without it, what would we be? Anyways, since we aren't plants, we need to get our nutrients from outside sources. See also, food. The main building blocks of our life are carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, nucleic acids, and water. Oh yeah, I was on this weird show called Internal Survival about a year ago, actually. And I only won because of my knowledge of carbs, proteins, lipids, and water. The host looked and sounded a lot like you, Miss Hammarlund. Must be a coincidence. Are you sure it's just a coincidence, Miss Hammarlund? Hey, Jenny, why don't you hold my tablet? A big part of understanding the molecules of life is seeing their structure.
Carbohydrates are biomolecules that consist of oxygen, hydrogen, and you guessed it, carbon. The primary functions of carbohydrates are to provide and store energy, build macromolecules, and spare fats and proteins from being used as energy. You may also hear them referred to as saccharides or sugars. Yeah, they are the body's first resource for energy. The body will always turn to carbs first, then lipids, then proteins. Correct! Lipids contain hydrocarbons and make up most of the structure of our cells. Examples of lipids include fats, oils, waxes, and most of the non-protein membrane of our cells. If the tail is bent, as you can see here, that means that the lipid is unsaturated, while a straight tail, like you can see here, indicates a saturated one.
Don't forget to mention that the cell membrane is made up of a lipid bilayer. It isn't just a layer of lipids.
You know it! Proteins consist of large molecules that are composed of one or more long chains of amino acids. They are needed as structural components of body tissues, such as muscles, and as enzymes and antibodies.
Alright, back up. What acids?
Amino acids are simple organic compounds containing both a carboxyl and an amino. There are many essential ones. For example, lysine, which makes up collagen.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Anyways, continue on. Nucleic acids, what are they?
Stay there, little bear. Nucleic acids are organic substances found in living cells whose molecules consist of a long chain of nucleotides, as you can see here. This is the stuff that makes up your RNA and your DNA.
Alright, I gotcha. And then finally, I know water is important because it assists with organ functions. Am I right?
Yep, you are right, but there's more to it than that. Thanks for holding that, by the way. Dihydrogen monoxide, better known as water, or H2O if you're a nerd like me, is used in all of your body's cells, organs, and tissues to help regulate its temperature and maintain other bodily functions. It's important to stay hydrated because our bodies lose water all the time, thanks to sweating, digesting, breathing, and other necessary functions.
Okay, I'm gonna start carrying a water bottle with me from now on. Thanks a ton.
This class always goes by way too fast. Have a great day, everyone. And remember that even though I talk about cells, you can't have phones in here. Get it? Cell phones?